Eventually we found the most evil bokoblin and the bane of our existence, Melon Lord. Yes, I love Melon Lord.
I am Melon Lord!
Hello friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up, if you please. Today we're jumping back into r/neckbeard, Tales of Neckbeard, the Neckbeard thing. It's actually from my personal subreddit, r/ReddX reads. Hope you don't mind getting rused too much. But you know I gotta do it. Today, if you couldn't tell from the title, the thumbnail, etc., we got Linkbeard coming on back. I hope that it's another innocent story, but I don't hold too much hope for that. Considering that Linkbeard is a creep, we are getting to the end of the saga. I do believe that he has some sort of comeuppance coming his way. At least my fingers are crossed for that much. It doesn't even have to be like something that horrible, although if he did go to jail or was severely injured, I wouldn't feel too bad about that either. Like I said, it started out, I thought it wasn't too bad. I thought we were just going to have a fun little time. And that doesn't seem to be how it's going. So we'll probably have to rely on another saga that we have going, that reformed Neckbeard, in order to get our happy jollies for the holiday. But for now, I guess we'll just see what we got here today. We'll get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this Neckbeard stories. Cringe. The Legend of Linkbeard, Part 7. Forgetful or a wiener move. We can't say that word quite yet in the video. So you know what I'm talking about. Starts with a D. Hello everyone. So ReddX decided to pick up this saga. Hell yeah, I did. 22 days ago. God. Time is flying by, I'm gonna tell you that. And I would like to thank you. And I would like to thank you right back, Tiny Hairy Potato. This was mostly to vent, to entertain the masses, because, yeah, I do like telling stories. Oh my god, we are so the same. We should be like best friends forever or something.
It's the best friends forever! Best friends forever! Ring!
Also, my whole inner circle knows this story front to back and is kind of sick of hearing me talk about it, so I'm glad to know that some other people are able to find some entertainment in all of this. The next part of the saga picks up during the game. Oh, hooray! A little bit more RPG horror stories. I really like that tabletop stuff, you know? It's cringy, it gives me bad vibes sometimes, but it's relatively harmless compared to some of the heavier things that we've dealt with on the channel, so maybe it will be like a little reprieve after all. Who can say yet? We had all made pretty good progress with our own character storylines. Nina had made good headway in documenting all the things she came across, and collected lots of plants and made sketches of animals. Ludo was looking for ancient artifacts for his sage master guy for some reason that was never established. Ori had made notes on interesting gemstone and rock deposits. Akira had grown as a character and was opening up more to us. He was less of a lone wolf and started to see Nina as a big sister, and they had kind of a fun sibling dynamic going on. I established more trade route for the Gerudos to do, trading stuff. Yes, it sounds like some good character development is happening. Oh, but who's missing from this list of characters that have been developing? Oh yes, Linkbeard. He still wants to be the hero of time. Is that character development? Not really. And then yes, there was Linkbeard. He hadn't really grown as a character in-game at all. Or as a person in real life at all, for that matter. Well, no, that was a lie, actually. He became a broody lone wolf that actively tried to derail side quests because he just wanted to find the Queen and Zelda. He was also trying to find the Master Sword. Yeah, that sounds like winning. Every other member of the party's like, hey, let's go do this thing. And he's like, can't we just go do the main quest and beat the game? Try to explain it to him like, You need to go collect more heart containers or you'll never defeat Ganondorf so Zelda can be free, or whatever. Maybe he'd be on board then. Currently, we were on Death Mountain, home of the Gorons, for a few side quests. It was mostly for Ori to inform the Goron mining foreman about some places that they could find tasty rocks, and also for me to establish some better trade routes. Yes, everyone, make optimal use of this side quest. Except for you, Linkbeard. I guess sit around and try and find the Goron's bracelet so you can pick up bomb flowers or whatever. That's what happens in the game. It has to be what happens in in the D&D session, right? Otherwise, how do you know if you're winning? Which is not how a tabletop game works at all. Anyways, while we were there, we were given a side quest to find a Goron that got a little lost on the volcano. Jesus, how do you get lost on the volcano, boy? He's probably hanging out up there with that great fairy in the fairy fountain with the pointy boobs. That was like my sexual awakening when I was a young child.
Damn, bitch, you got a stupid fat ass.
Coronavirus! Thank you.
We were offered some rubies as rewards. Linkbeard didn't want to do that because it was wasting precious time that could be used to find Princess Zelda. You know, all that rubbish that we had gone over before. Yeah, but what about the Goron's bracelet? How are you supposed to lift up the rocks or whatever? Did you at least buy the fire resistance tunic? Remember, it's supposed to be just like it is in Ocarina of Time. But of course, Linkbeard was outvoted, and we went to explore the active volcano. Okay, everybody, get that fire resistance tunic then. Every once in a while, Dungeon Master would roll his dice, and if we were unlucky, we would have to do a dex saving throw to avoid any rocks that might have spewed from the volcano. Ah, yes, I remember it well. Never go up there without a potion or a fairy. Never really go up there at all, for that matter, once you've met the Great Fairy. But I digress. Eventually we found the most evil bokoblin and the bane of our existence, Melon Lord. Yes, I love Melon Lord. You guys remember Melon Lord? Yeah, he's the best worst bad guy.
I am Melon Lord!
The recurring joke enemy that exists only to steal melons. I love him. That is a great idea by the DM. I'm sure it's been done in games before, but this is the first that I've experienced it, at least on the channel. Somehow, Melon Lord managed to gather a few choo-choos. Uh-oh. For those that don't know, choo-choos are basically slimes with goofy-looking eyes. They come in a variety of colors with different abilities. For example, red choo-choos are electric, and red choo-choos explode and set you on fire. It varied from game to game. Anybody got a boomerang? No? Alright, we're screwed. Linkbeard, in his infinite wisdom, charged in with his sword and went right about stabbing one of these choo-choos, which I guess went fine until, you know, it exploded and set him on fire. How did you not know this was gonna happen? Aren't you like the biggest Zelda fan out of any of the people playing? Jesus Christ, dude. The beards just never learn. Never, ever. He looked pissed, but Dungeon Master was nice and let him do a dex saving throw, and he ended up only taking half damage. Linkbeard was salty as hell about that, regardless. We still bested Melon Lord, and the bokoblin ran off to steal melons elsewhere in the land. How can you be mad about half damage? He's like, ugh, I can't believe I got hit. Like, what did you expect to happen, bro? You don't have any ranged weapons? I thought he was like a fighter ranger or something like that. Link is nowhere near this stupid when I play as him. All of us had taken some damage. Akira took the most, but Linkbeard had to make this all about him and how the DM tricked him into attacking an enemy that would randomly explode when killed. That's bullshit, he grumbled. I shouldn't have taken that much damage. It's stupid. It is not stupid, friend. You are stupid. How could you not see that coming from a mile away? Gee, you've described this enemy that sounds similar to enemies that I've heard about in the game, so let's equate the two. Or does he lack the intelligence to do something like that? DM just shrugged. Actions have consequences, reminded DM. Remember when Potato nearly drowned? That's the same kind of thing. I don't remember that actually, but good, because Potato elucidates for us. My character had jumped into a river to save a dog. Said dog managed to get out just fine, but I almost died. To be honest, it wouldn't be the dumbest way that one of my characters had died. That's pretty valiant, isn't it? Saving a dog, but, probably not the smartest decision that you could have made, all in all. I think that one dog would have much less of an effect on society than one Gerudo emissary, or really any humanoid for that matter. Do I love dogs? Yes, absolutely. Am I almost going to die for a dog? Maybe in game. Not in real life, though. In real life, I would pick a human's life over a dog's life every single time. And for some reason, that seems to be a controversial opinion. So yeah, yell at me about it in the comments if you want. And also, I like killing my characters in dumb ways, but I felt that the dog stuff was more relevant. I've talked about killing my characters in stupid ways in the past. The dumbest way that OP has killed a character, and in fact still is the dumbest way, was my character setting a fire in a room full of explosive stuff without checking the door to see if it was unlocked. Oops. How did you get into the room if the door wasn't... Oh, well, I guess you can open the door and then shut it, and then it's locked from the other side or something like that. But I will say this, at least it was quick. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, we continued on, found the Goron, and fought an Igneo lava rock golem, and a few Igneo Pebblets, baby Igneo very weak, and we ended up fighting this thing outside of a cave decorated with some religious-looking artifacts that looked extremely old. Nina and Ludo wanted to explore it, but Linkbeard once again fought against it because it had nothing to do with Zelda. Oh my god. Can we just make him like a little Zelda doll or something to tide him over? Every time you think about Zelda, just squeeze the doll. It's gonna be fine. Like I said, buddy, we need the heart containers, right? But when Ludo pointed out that it was a religious thing and therefore could have stuff to do with Hylia, Linkbeard immediately led the charge into the cave. Yeah, I saw that flip-flop coming. I guess that's the secret to dealing with him. You just have to frame everything through, oh, maybe this will help us to find Zelda. Just like collecting the heart containers might help us to find her at the end of our adventure. He really just wants to blaze to the end and have that be it. It's so boring, bro. Anyways, we found an old shrine in the cave, but it wasn't to the goddess Hylia, but the goddess Din. In the Zelda universe, there are 4 goddesses: Din, Nehru, and Furore. Din is the goddess of power, Nehru is the goddess of wisdom, and Furore is the goddess of courage. They are the creators of Hyrule, and the ones who created the Triforce. Hylia kinda came up later with her time magic and stuff, and I guess she was meant to be the keeper of the Triforce. Yeah, we just gonna retcon all of that? That's absolutely fine. Not my favorite bit of the lore, obviously, but I didn't write the shit. What do you want? This was a waste, muttered Linkbeard. Let's go. Ori questioned the DM a little bit about the shrine for Din, and asked how important this goddess was for Goron, as Ori's character was a Goron, if you recall. Dungeon Master explained how, in the games, the goddesses aren't really explored that much, but everyone knows about them, and as Din is associated with fire, and since Gorons live on a volcano, and because they are possibly one of the strongest non-monster races in Hyrule, Din is probably a pretty big deal to him. Yeah, that is kind of weird that they never really establish religion as a thing that happens at all in Hyrule. everybody just kind of accepts it, but there's no like worshippers or anything like that. The closest you get to a church is like the Temple of Time. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in that, and I'm glad the Dungeon Master was able to put some thought into it. So I asked him if I, as a Gerudo, might also feel that Din was important, because my people have kind of a bit of a history with Din and the Triforce and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, long story short, Din was also important to me too. Linkbeard scoffed at that and said something about, Din's an evil goddess. I can only assume that this is because Ganon, the main bad guy of the series, uses the Triforce of Power, while Zelda and Link use wisdom and courage, respectively. Ain't that just like Linkbeard put things in the most black and white terms? There's no such thing. It's all shades of gray. It ain't the Triforce of Power, it's how you use it. But I don't expect Linkbeard to understand that type of depth, even if that type of depth is not deep at all. That's about as deep as a wet sidewalk. That's basic, bro. Ludo, in character, chided Linkbeard. You shouldn't be so rude to Din. She's one of the golden goddesses. Without Din, Hyrule wouldn't exist. It's not her fault that the demonic force known as Ganon uses her part of the Triforce. Linkbeard grumbled and complained both in and out of character, that Din was definitely an evil goddess, which is total bullcrap. So since Ori and I technically kinda worship Din, we decided to pay our respects and say a little prayer to the goddess. The two of us ended up getting a blessing from Din. Both Ori and I got a permanent +2 to strength and a +1 to constitution. We were both surprised, and I thought that Linkbeard was gonna lose his mind. Instead, he had a thoughtful look upon his face. Now he's gonna pray to the evil goddess for a stat boost. So, are there other shrines out there? He asked. Like one for Nehru and one for Furore, with similar blessings, but for stats more associated with wisdom and courage? Dungeon Master nodded. Yep. I put the shrines in different places than they were in Breath of the Wild, since I'm kinda using that map anyways. This way you guys can't just run off to that location and get to the shrine for no logical reason. Man, he definitely planned this out. I'd like to get the supplementals for this game. Can I play a Ocarina of Time? I mean, Legends of Zelda game too? I promise I won't be a Linkbeard. Linkbeard had an almost sage-like look on his face. I see. Then we should look for Furore's Shrine next, and the Master Sword. And if we have time, then Nehru's Shrine, I guess. We were all kind of confused as to why the hell Linkbeard suddenly wanted to find these shrines. Then again, he was kind of trying to make his character Link. No, OP, not kind of. 100% definitely unequivocally like Link. It was painfully obvious that Linkbeard was trying to become Link. Like, he was a Hylian fighter/ranger. He wanted Link's very specific horse. He was obsessed with Zelda, wanted the Master Sword, was obsessed with Hylia, and was trying to find the Shrine of the Goddess associated with, courage. Yeah, but like, the actual Link in-game didn't do any of these things. He was just a lazy boy without a fairy, right? And then all this kind of fell into his lap, and he's like, okay, I guess I'll save the world, whatever. But Linkbeard wants to save the world so bad, and that is the reason that he will be 100% unable to do it. So, why do we need to seek out the shrines? Asked Ludo. I thought you wanted to look for the queen. Well, yeah, but if it gives us a boost to our stats, it can only help, right? No, you idiot. Come up with a reason in-game. You can't just use an out-of-character explanation for why your character's doing something. Have you never played tabletop before? Ugh. How is he so bad at everything? Ludo and Nina clearly need to go to Nehru's Shrine, and I need to get to Furore's Shrine. What about me? Asked Akira. I get nothing?
You aren't really powerful or smart or courageous.
Uh-oh, we got another beard battle going on. It is brewing. Akira pouted a bit at that. It was kind of harsh in my opinion. Akira's character had really good character development so far. Like I said, he wasn't as much of a lone wolf character anymore. He was more of a mildly annoying little brother that was now discovering who he was and how he could still be a functioning member of society while, collecting bugs and trying to sell them to every merchant that we came across. See, that is good character development. He's got a thing. He's a person in-game, not just copying something that he saw. It's so fun to make it your own. Why don't you want to make it your own, Linkbeard? Ugh. I'm just raging at how this dude decided to play, which is probably not the solution to get him to play differently. Anyways,
everyone can get a blessing from a goddess, said DM. If you manage to get to the shrine to get a blessing is another thing.
Which was fair enough. Once the campaign was over, Dungeon Master lamented to me about some of the cool places that he wanted us to go, but we either ignored it or didn't pick up the side quest or didn't even realize that it was a thing that we could do. Yeah, that's the problem with players, isn't it? Also, the main reason that I never really want to be a dungeon master, because it's just like herding cats. The players are always gonna do the thing that you least expect them to do, and you dangle a piece of bait in front of them and they're like, meh. I could see Linkbeard trying to formulate a plan in his mind, probably putting the hamster in charge of making things run in his head under tremendous stress. I wondered what he was going to do with that idea of his, but rewards needed to be collected. So we each got a ruby, and I, Nina, and Ludo immediately traded the ruby for rupees, which is a little confusing, I guess. Ori, being a Goron, ate his. I love that. Akira was keeping his for a side quest that he was keeping track of. His crazy grandpa promised him some cool weapons if he gathered some gems for him. Despite Akira's lone wolf mentality, he had a huge family with cousins and aunts all over the place. A ruby was one of the items that he needed. Linkbeard also kept his gem, although probably for not as good a reason. Eating is the best way to go, I'm pretty sure. I love that. Gimp your own character a little bit money-wise because, yeah, this is what the character in-game would do. Rubies is delicious. It should also be noted that Linkbeard was hoarding gemstones. Like, a lot of gemstones. Whenever we were gifted with a gemstone, he would try and squirrel it away. I wasn't sure if he actually had some grand plan for it. He doesn't. Maybe he wanted to buy some important gear. Maybe he was just keeping them if someone wanted one for a side quest. Maybe he wanted to keep them if we were low on rupees at some point. Maybe, just maybe, he was keeping them as an emergency food source if we end up in a place where Ori can't eat rocks. Is anybody keeping track of hunger in this game? I know it's supposed to be a function in D&D, but I've never had a group that was paying attention to stuff enough to be like, oh, we need to sleep now. We need to eat now. It's always just kind of murder hobo with a little bit of RP mixed in. And that's the way I like it. Nina was the one that actually brought the gemstone question to light. So, why do you have all those gemstones, Linkbeard? Are you gonna buy stuff with it?
Nope,
said Linkbeard.
When we find the Queen and Zelda, I want to make sure they're able to go back into the lap of luxury.
Okay, I guess it is a in-character reason. He's gonna woo my lady. I should have seen this one coming a mile away, honestly. Ori laughed when he heard that.
What? So you're going to buy them some horse-drawn jeep? A Rito-powered helicopter? I don't know. I'll figure something out.
Spoiler, he did not. Oh, well, I did call that one. I also saw that one coming a mile away. Dude is just a chicken with his head cut off. hoarding all the shinies because shiny. After that, we got into another fight with some Igneo-Peblets, where Ori rolled like shit and got punched in the shins until he almost got critted. Nina was a smart bird and stocked up on a lot of herbs to make health potions. They weren't very powerful, but they were at least good enough until we got to a place that we deemed safe enough for a long rest. Yes, indeed, preparation is key! Shout out to the Ritos. Always got their head on a swivel. Get it? Because some of them are owls, I assume? Never mind. At the end of the session, Linkbeard was the first one to leave. Something about work again. I still, for the life of me, had no idea what the hell it was that he did. Maybe some 24-hour fast food place? No idea. But when he left, Akira kinda called us all together.
Hey guys, I'm pretty sure Linkbeard wants to try and kill Ori,
he confessed. We were all a little bit surprised by this.
Really?
Asked Ori.
I thought we were kind of getting along. Is he still mad about the breakboard thing?
Akira shrugged.
No idea, but I thought he had a few health potions, so I glanced at his sheet. He did. He has like 8 of them. He didn't even offer to give one to Ori when he almost died.
This, if you don't know, is kind of a big sin in D&D. Like, unless you have a plan for something important, you usually share resources with people. They're your party, after all. If Linkbeard was hoarding resources, like you hoard cheese in Skyrim, well then we were so going to have some in-game drama. Does anybody actually use the cheese in Skyrim? I had a roommate who called me crazy for picking up all this food, but yeah, I would use it over health potions. But there's no point in that either, because you get so many health potions in the game. So what do? Just leave the food? It's always a catch-22. I could never figure that out. My pack rat side just won't let go. Sweet rolls, that's what I keep in my house. Hundreds and hundreds of sweet rolls. Maybe he just forgot, suggested Ludo, trying to give Linkbeard the benefit of the doubt. I have trouble remembering all the stuff that I have in my inventory. Dungeon Master did not look happy.
You know, I actually expected this from you, Akira, being the lone wolf and all.
Hey, my character arc is lone wolf, reluctantly working together, becoming friends, found family. I think it's pretty clear that my character isn't a selfish idiot. They're just, a teenage idiot.
And I love Akira with his separation of like, this is my character, this is who I am as a person. I totally thought he was gonna be that guy, but next to Ori, he's like one of my favorite characters in this story. At least in-game, I mean. Quite admirable, yes.
Look, I'll have a talk with him, said DM. I'll fix this.
I highly doubted that DM could fix this, but okay, I guess I gave him the benefit of the doubt as well, since, that was kind of the thing that's going around lately. Despite the crappy things that Linkbeard is doing out of game, he isn't really that bad of a D&D player. Isn't he, though? He was doing a lot of little things that were annoying, but nothing that we could definitively say was a good enough reason to 100% kick him out. At least, not just yet. Even out of game, the worst he had done was trying to commission me to draw Lolly Zelda, so, the quest continues. And much to my chagrin. We got 3 parts of Linkbeard left. It's going well so far. This wasn't that heavy of an episode, but I get a feeling that the last 3 parts are going to be quite something, as I've been told by some people who read ahead just a little bit. Although I will say that hoarding potions, while it is a mortal sin, if you have an in-character reason to do it, it's not always the best excuse to go to, it's what my character would do. But maybe, Link, he's the hero of time, he's not used to working with other people or something like that. Then okay, maybe I let him slide, give him a little pass. But no, he's just watching Ori die and not doing anything about it. Which, watching him die is a lot different than, actively killing him. If you really want to be a man about it, then step up. Let's get some PvP going in this game. Although I'm pretty sure that Linkbeard knows that a Hylian cannot take on a Goron. They're armored. They've got muscles like nothing you've ever seen. They'll roll into you, roll over you. It's over. That's all I'm saying. So I guess he is taking the sneaky rat way out. But I suppose that is nothing but what we would expect from beards. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, I hope that you'll like, comment, and or subscribe. Yes, indeed. Maybe share the video around if you haven't, because that is like one of the most helpful things ever. We've also got a bunch of stuff in the description. Plugs, playlists, podcasts, yes. And of course my social medias. Twitter, Discord, Facebook, oh, and Patreon. Yay! I'd like to thank my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons, as I do every episode. So thank you.
Robert Waits, Jarhead Jerry, Oorah, Logan Wolf, Ow Ow, River Jerry, Comrade Ingy, Captain Clown Jerry, Hong Kong, Aaron W, Twisted Chow, Cinema Susie, Danny Jerry Nerdnick, For Old Lang Syne, Fire Drake, Giggle Jerry, Hee Hee, Ayuri, the most different Jerry spelling, Jari the Pirate. That's a good one, matey. Listen loves Jerry, so does ReddX. We got Rogue, Silo Revolver, the OG Jerry, yeah, he in here, Becca, Jerish Kitsune, Little Lone Wolf, Satori, 211 Jerry, the return of Jerry, a Jerry of Juggling Jerry's, a Justy Jargonian Jerry. Beautiful. Teamwork. Alunia, Althea, Anunnaki, Assassin Pug Jerry, Bang Bang, Atheist Jerry, he's so euphoric, Grizzly, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Bitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blameless Fish, Blip Bloop Jerry, but Jerry, it's cold outside. Hey, Cringe Miss, Camille Sarah, Commander Jerry Tank, Deltarune Jerry, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Dragon Shade, hey, that's a new one. Welcome to the fold, my friends. Aaron Lennox, Frozen Over Studios, Gypsy, Hey Dream BR, Heathcliff, Itchy Nuts, just scratching, bro. A pimp named J. Chris, J.M. Coon, Jennifer Schaefer, Jerry Big Nuts, possessor of the itchy foreskin. Oh no! God damn it, that's Mr. J. We know that guy. Jerry Blacktail, Jerry, my lady, next. Jerry that's more Jerry than the other Jerrys, and that's a Jerry fact, maybe. Jerry Outlaw Mother Trucker, honk honk. John Hero, John Jerry Jingle Heimer Schmidt. Hey, that's my name too. Jolly Black Jerry, Simboofa, cause if you're boofing is free. K. Jerry W. Kajau, Crewhee, Miss Monday, Lord Jerry-O, leader of the Thunder Jerrys. Thunder Jerrys, ho! Jackets Rule, Melgar the Destroyer, Mr. Carrot 797, God of Veggies, good for your eyes. Natari, Nightmare Jerry, oh no! Origami Jerry Steve, congrats on the marriage. Panda Prince Jerry Bamboo, Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Ramtide Lacrimates. What is that? I gotta look that word up. Rose, Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Serrated Ash, Staples, aka Jerry Yeet, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tomago, Tato Fair, Teddy the Police, 10-ton Monster, The One True Fusky, Tom, but it's a Jerry on the inside that counts, Church, Treeberg, Vigilante Justice, Viking Jerry, we filed missing persons for Marble Jerry, which we probably should have done a while ago. I just forgot about it, I don't know. What does the beard say? Will Max, Comrade Mooney, Kira, you're a wizard, Jerry. Redwind, Goose S. Honk, Jerry Atrick. That's me pretty soon, couple decades. Naga Viper, Psy Jerry the Cyborg. A normal Jerry. No worries, normal takes neutral type damage from Cringe. I found the squeamish type would be quad effective. Don't you need dual typing to be quad effective? Never mind. Hunter of Jerry's Devourer of all things tasty, it's Tom. We got Admiral T Tank, Alunia, Amara, Atomic Jerryzilla, AZ, Banished Knight, Barbushka's Irradiated Jam, Broken Spine, Horseradish, the original different Jerry, that's Cake Jerry. California Jerry Girl, yeah, Canadian Links, Cha-Cha-Cha-Chia, Jerry, Chris Meska, Cinnamon Bunny Dog, Tigerian Princess of Furry Woo Jerry, Crypt Titties, Cuban Jerry, Define Jerry, Dopamine Drought, man, not around here, but welcome to the fold. Electrical Fennec, Ghost of Alpha, He Not, HMT Mayor, Holy Berry Jerry, how's your short game, Jerry? Hydra Jerry, Jason Johnson, oh, that's nice alliteration too. Jerry and Tom versus Santa Werebeard Apocalypse, Jerry in a Subaru STI, Jerry Binks. The mustache man himself, Jerry Aldo Rivera. Jerry Bean, yum. Jerry Roxers, yay. JRPG, that's Jerry Role-Playing Game, aka Bloody Butterfly Gaming. Judge, Jerry, and Executioner. King Tom, Smasher of Jerry Zillas. Kitsykin, Crafty Kitty Cat, Life of a Guardian, Little Ann Woods, Lucia Lovecraft. Maybe next time, Midnight Sun. Milkfed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel. I see you. One-legged Jerry sings Jingle Bells. Hop around, let me see you jingle. Origami Cam, Ghosty, Raptor out. She's my Jerry Pie. Go drink a Mountain Dew, what a big surprise. Silurian King, Snary, that is Snom Jerry. Smoothie the Rogue, Steamboat Ellie, Terry. Or the crippling duality of being both a Tom and a Jerry. Hey, I get it, man. Sometimes we just can't pick, but we're both on the inside. Kinda. I guess, whatever. Necro Jerry Con, the original Jerry, not the most different Jerry. Maybe. To Infinite Jerry and beyond. Definitely. We green. We super Jerry green. And that's the Boo Jerry. We also got Tom Promise Jerry Swears. Oh, no, bad Jerry. Tom be a good boy. Don't switch. It's fake. Soy size. Go look it up. Another ReddX video. And I'd also like to thank my $1 patrons. Beautiful people that they are.
As always, thank you guys so very much for blowing up the Patreon.
Christmas is very merry indeed. Obviously, I do hope some other people will consider joining up, but if you can't do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos. That'd be cool. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one, and until then, bye-bye.